Hi everyone, welcome to video number 7 in the Argo 2020 Quick Start video series. Um, in this video we're going to be discussing how to submit a grant application once all the forms in the application are saved and free of errors. So as we talked about in the last video, one of the keys to submitting a grant application is that you're logged in with an account that has an administrator role. If you are a sponsor staff or sponsor viewer, you will not see the options that we're about to present to you in this video. Um, so you do not have to be an administrator in the sponsor organization. Remember, as we covered in one of our previous videos, you only have to be added to work on the grant application in the role of an administrator on that application. Okay, so that's a key point to keep in mind. But we'll come here to the Argo 2020 login screen, and we'll use our test account that we've created, that we've used several times here in these videos. And remember, in the last video, we noted when we log in and we're on our home screen, if we scroll down to the area that says My Tasks, we're going to be able to see all of the applications that either as a sponsor administrator we've created, or if we're sponsor staff or sponsor viewer, these are the ones that we've been added to work on. Since I've done a little bit more work on the local parks application since the last video, I'm going to notice that now if I hover over each of these items, the ones that have completed this area will show the project name. This makes it really easy to find what you're looking for. So the test application that I've completed in this case is for Edwarland Park. And these are the documents. I've had other people in my group work on some. I've worked on others. You can see originally they were created by Dana Sample, but I've been modifying them. So I know who started the documents and I know who last modified them. If I look at my list, I can see everything looks good except, oh, remember in the last video we talked about this is the icon that needs to be next to a form in order to submit it. This means the form has been saved with no errors. But if I scroll down my list, I see, oh, you know what, the project budget details still has an error. I need to clear that up before I can submit it. So if I find a document with an error, the first thing I want to do is open the document. Okay, and this area of the screen tells me what error is present. Now, the budget details forms in the new system are probably going to be the most complex forms. The positive part about seeing these errors is that if you're able to clear these errors based on the program guidance that's presented to you in the resource materials, then this is information that doesn't have to get disqualified once it's in review, once we're scoring the application. So the new system is designed to help you submit budgets that fit the program parameters. Okay, so in this case, my overmatch must match the overmatch of my total project cost. So if I look down the form here, I've filled out my budget, and I've got this line here that shows how much overmatch that I have guaranteed that I have. I've got my sponsor match here. So if I scroll down a little bit more, okay, I entered my sponsor match. So what did I do wrong? Oh, you know what? Here's the overmatch. You know what? I do have overmatch. My source is applicant funds. It's a financial. And my match value is exactly $91,000. That's what I've noted up here. So I'll come and I'll type that figure here. I'll go ahead and save this form. And when I save it, I've cleared the errors. So if I go back to my Forms menu, I can see all of these documents are saved, and they're saved without errors. At this point in time, the application, if I want to, is ready to submit. Now I want to be really careful before I submit, because once I submit the application, I'll no longer have the ability to edit and save the pages in the application. At that point, it's in review by our office. Okay, so before you follow the steps I'm about to show you, be very sure that you're ready to submit your application. Okay? At the point where you're ready, you'll be in this Forms menu. You'll highlight the area that says status changes, and you'll see the possible things that you can do. Now, if you're logged in as sponsor staff or sponsor viewer, you're not going to see these things because you cannot change the status of the application. You cannot submit it and you cannot withdraw it. But if you are logged in with an account that has sponsor administrator privileges on the application, then you can click submit. Once you click submit, there'll be an area that says, are you sure you're ready? You can include some notes if you want to, and then you have to click I agree. And now your application's been submitted. Now, it's a little bit, it can throw you off a little bit to be put right back to the same screen where all your application forms are. The way that you know that it's been submitted is that as a status change, you'll notice the only thing you can do is withdraw it. And you can only withdraw it up to the deadline. Once the deadline passes, it's in our workflow to go ahead and score. Okay. The other thing is if you bring up any of the forms in the application and you want to look at them, let's say I want to bring up the project location and timeline, you'll notice that you no longer have an option to save this, right? You can look at it and you can print it, but you cannot change it, okay? You can think that you're changing it, right? I can type some more information here, but I can't save it. So I can't change any of the documents in the application once it's been submitted, all right? If I'm curious about all of my applications and what the status is, I can click on my home area on my screen and I can click applications. I can look for any of the local parks applications that my organization is working on. I can just highlight local parks, click search, and this shows me the applications that I'm working on and what their status is. You'll notice for number 31, the one I just submitted, it says application submitted. This is my foolproof way to know that the application I've been working on has been submitted and can be reviewed. In the final video in this series, we will talk about how to print an application once it's done or at any point in the process.